Hi, I'm Jacqueline Denton. I'm a holistic therapist, and I've been working for many years with energy and learning to release negative energy easily with very little effort. And today we're releasing Christmas stress with the help from the fairies. And the fairies have all turned up already. And they're very excited to be here. And they're Glastonbury fairies. Glastonbury is a famous city in England that is famous for the Glastonbury Tor, which is a hillside. And at the bottom of the hillside lives the fairies. The fairies of Glastonbury Tor include the King and the Queen, who are with us, and also many assistants. So let's begin. So first of all, I'm going to teach you some tapping techniques, and then we'll use it now and then during the session. Tapping is really easy. You just lightly and slowly, and follow as I do it, and you'll learn the techniques very easily. And it just releases and causes the energy to flow within your body very smoothly. And it's really good when you're feeling stressed to just get the energies flowing with your body and release that stress. Sounds too easy, but here we go. So you go on, tap on the top of the head, if it's sort of where the baby's skull is a bit vulnerable, about that place, but very, very lightly. If you're sensitive, it's going to give you a headache if you tap too hard. It doesn't matter how many fingers you use, really. I use 2 or 3. Now, you want to tap next here in the eyebrow. Just tap here. I do both eyebrows because you're made up of your left and right hemispheres of your brain. If you do both of them, it will just release the stress quicker, but you don't have to. The next is just the side of the eye. Tap lightly. Give you a headache if you don't. And under the eye. So not down on the cheek, just under the eye. On both sides. Now under the nose, that's quite a sensitive place, so just be gentle. And the chin. And then we're going to tap on your collarbone. So you feel where your collarbone is and then go down. There's a dip and you tap there. This is a really powerful meridian that runs through the body and will really help release the stress quicker than anything. But, as you tap, think about how you're feeling. Sometimes you just tap there on the side of the eye and around the eye, and it just is lovely. And you can feel the stress just dropping out of your body. Christmas is so stressful. We have so much stress at Christmas. The fairies here, they're saying, just think of the stress you have at Christmas. Think of all the lists you've got to do. And just follow her tapping. If you're feeling very stressed, you can just tap under the arm. Tap on the head again. On the eyebrow. Side of the eye. Under the eye. Feeling that stress. All the lists. Let it close in on you. Oh. Breathe deeply. And out. Relax. Look at being the colour of the fairies to help you. So we bring in some fairies with colour on, which I could choose the silver colour. Unconditional love and support at this time. Just let the fairies and the angels want to come in. Little colour angels as well want to come in. And they're just both releasing the colour into your aura. Releasing pinks and blues. The Well Council have arrived. The whales are so powerful, and we really don't see them as we need to see them on the earth. We see them as, mammals in the sea, but they're a lot more than that. And we need to change our perspective on earth to start understanding the world is a bit different from what we thought. And the Whale Council is very powerful. When they come in, it enhances everything I do. So We're bringing the colour angels and fairies again. We'll do that again. And release the pinks. Sparkling some fairy dust and some silver. Now the whales, we have Umpa Carter here. Very big whale coming in, about as big as your house. If you ask him, he will just float around your house as well. And when you bring the whales in, they just enhance. So where I used to see the colour as like raindrops coming down over a climb, now they will just bring it so it's streaks of colour to help, and so much better. Okay, now I want to show you a couple of extra tapping points. This is the wrist tapping points, and there are a lot of meridians. Meridians are your energy pathways through your body, and they also feed the energy into the chakras, and the chakras also release the energy through the body. It's all interlinked, and actually there's many different layers of it. So you just lightly tap on on here. You can do this when you're around people because it can be very discreet. You just kind of relax and hold your hands like that. Nobody can see that you're tapping and releasing some stress. Likewise with your fingers. So tap on this straight bit of the nail. I like to tap top and bottom, but you don't have to. You can tap just the top and just on the nail about 4 or 5 times. Then the next one. Then the next one. Just tap. Feel what you're feeling. Think about that stress again. Think about the stress, all the jobs you've got to do, all the jobs you need doing, all the cooking that needs to be done, the wrapping and the sending cards. So many things we put on ourselves. And just breathe. The fairies are talking to me again. They're saying, it's okay to ask for help. You can ask the fairies or the angels for help. They will always help. But also, sometimes we get in a rut and we only do things a certain way. And we think we have to do everything. All the wrapping of the presents, all the buying of the presents, all the planning, all the food preparation. But actually, that's not true. There will be people in your family or nearby who could help. We need to remember we're under a lot of stress as a nation because of COVID. So just ask for help and it will come. Change how you're doing things. Don't think you have to do it all alone. Bring the joy back in your life. Life is before feeling joy. And that is surely why you do Christmas, is for the joy, not for the stress. So think of the joy and the happiness that you will get from Christmas, and then work on that and focus on that. And then if you are panicking, just pull the car over or sit in the car park before you go into the shops and set an intention. Tap and set an intention. Well, setting an intention is very straightforward. It's a bit like praying, but it's a bit different. Setting an intention is more about thinking what you would like to be the outcome. Of course, spiritual laws, I say, that we create our world. So if you're creating your world stressful, create it so it's not stressful. So you set an intention and you just say, I set an intention. This is going to be a happy, peaceful shopping trip. I'm going to get everything I need just right and so easy, and a few bargains thrown in. Or if you're going to the shops to buy presents, set the intention as, I set the intention that the presents I buy are exactly what the person wants, and that I know instinctively what they would like and what they wouldn't like, even down to the colours and designs. For the children, I set the intention that I'm going to know what toys I really wanted, even though it wasn't on their list because they've forgotten. And so you're drawing in energy, positive energy to yourself, because Einstein said Energy is all vibration. Vibration just flows. It flows like the rivers. And where you've been flowing in stress, can release that stress and things behind the stress. And there'll be many sessions coming up about money, about stress with families, stress with relationships. I'm going to do all sorts of things. But today it's just a general one, just to set us off on the right footing. So let's do another round of tapping. So feel the stress. Feel a bit better? Okay. Think of what presents you're going to buy or what you haven't done. Now this time, I want you to tap with me, but also focus on where you feel that in your body. The fairies are saying it's very important to focus on our bodies because kind of we don't notice. But actually, that stress will be held somewhere in your body. So, because I'm working corporately for people and I'm sensitive, which I've trained and developed it in myself to get better at it, I can feel there's a lot of stress in the stomach region. So, for you, just take a moment, tap and take a moment to think, where's this stress sitting in my body? I just make the intention that all that stress can lift off my body. If I'm carrying other people's stress, it can lift off my body now. The fairies are coming. Oh, they've got some buckets in their hand, and they're coming with buckets and brooms. And they want to clear out the stress out of your chakras. This is your solar plexus chakra here by the stomach. So let's do a meditation with them. Now just shut your eyes. Sometimes you'll see me still tapping as we go through. I tap in sessions all the time for clients. It just keeps the energy rolling. But you don't have to tap. You can just shut your eyes and receive. Just imagine the fairies coming all around where you're sitting or laying. You can be just laying in bed. Let me focus and call the fairies in. I can see a big procession of fairies coming in, headed by the king and the queen. So we say, you're most welcome. You're most welcome, your majesties. And we ask you to bring more joy into our lives, into everyday little moments. Make those ordinary moments more special because you're there. Like you're making this special for us. Imagine them. Now the king wants to talk. He's saying he's most welcome to come into his kingdom and to connect. And he's there any time. You can always call on the fairies and they'll be here to support you. He's saying he'd like you to learn a little bit more what's happening, because actually it's a very significant time for Mother Earth. He's saying the 21st of December, this winter solstice is a really big event with lots of things happening with the planets aligning, and they haven't aligned this way for 800 years. And what we don't realise in our ordinary lives, because we weren't taught it when we were younger, that the energy flows in rivers between the suns, and it's one of the main sources of supply. It's not the only one, because actually it can also come straight down from Creator to you directly. But one of the other ways is through the sun and also other suns. So when you're outside in the garden, it's nice. Just breathe in the sun's energies. Say, thank you, sun. Can I have some of your energies? And to restore my body that's so tired. At night, when you see all the stars, perhaps there's a cluster of stars that particularly appeals. Just breathe in those clusters of energy from those stars. They come from a long distance away, but we can still see them. And if you can see it, you can feel it. And in fact, even if you can't see it, you can feel it. And just breathe in the energy from those sounds and thank them. Our bodies can get very depleted of energy because of the stress. It really breaks down the body. So just ask for the energy to restore you. Restore and recharge your batteries. He's also saying just be careful to moderate yourself with your eating and your drinking. He's saying that the reason is that you use drink to hide what you're feeling. And when you have a drink, you relax. That's quite nice, isn't it? But it hides, it masks the truth of what's going on. So he's not saying don't, drink, don't eat and have fun. What he's saying is have some moments to feel what you feel. And if it's bad, just tap. Just tap if it's bad. He says that things in your past are affecting you now, particularly when you're a child, actually, but it can be in any circumstances. Even as an adult, you can have this happen, that something happens and it really, really triggers you and it affects you, and you don't want to do it again. But really, what's behind it are similar things, often back to your childhood. Under 6-year-olds are the big issues. The trauma of that really needs dealing with. Try and get into some of that trauma on another session. But for now, the Fairy King is just saying, before you have a drink, find a quiet place, go to the loo and tap and just check in on your body. See how your body's doing. You are not your body. Your consciousness is far bigger than your body. But your body is your friend. And so ask your body how your body's doing. And perhaps your body's saying, I just don't want any more cake. I don't want any more Brussels sprouts. I don't want any more alcohol. See what he's saying? And perhaps the body's saying, I feel awful in my stomach. And so just sit there and tap for a minute, set the intention, and call in the fairies or the angels and ask them to help with this stress in your body. You matter. Send love to yourself. There's nobody else there to send love to yourself. You're there. And then when your family send love to you, you'll feel it better because you won't be so overwhelmed. Things will be more enjoyable. Life will be a bit easier and fun and joyful. And we just want joyful in our lives. Our life doesn't have to be depressing. It's meant to be fun. So the fairies all coming round now, coming from different angles and all around you, bringing laughter and happiness into your life. And they're saying just breathe into where you feel that stress in your body. They're going to chuck a bit of fairy dust around. The most important thing about energy is to get it moving. When it's stagnant, that's when it causes you problems. When it's moving, it's not so bad. And so just by thinking that, ask the fairies in. Or tap. Set the intention that everything that's not yours of this stress just lift off your body. And you'll be surprised. You'll feel better. So the fairies are saying now your breath, as it goes into your lungs, you can direct it to that area of your body where it's hurting. So, using the example from before, just breathe into your stomach. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice your rate of breathing. Are you breathing a bit fast? That's a sure sign of stress and cortisol zipping around your body, not doing you any good at all. So just breathe. Breathe the love in. Breathe the stress out. Breathe. Breathe into your stomach area. Perhaps it's your knees. Perhaps your knees are really hurting. Breathe into your knees. Breathe out all the stress. Breathe into your knees. Breathing out all the stress. Perhaps your heart is hurting. Oh, perhaps you just feel stressed in your heart. Put your hand on your heart. I love you, heart. I love you, heart. I don't want you to carry all this stress. I just command all this stress from all the other people that I picked up during the days just leaves my body. I declare I'm going to have peaceful and joyful, happy days. I'm going to make the most of friends and family. I'm going to enjoy going shopping. It's not a chore. It's meant to be a pleasure. Lovely. So the fairies are saying, don't forget to call on us. And I'm saying, keep an eye out on my website. Look at things that have been on YouTube. You can watch on Facebook and just enjoy life as much as you can. And come with me on this journey together. And we'll release some of that old clobber. They're clogging up your system to make life happier and so you can enjoy life. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. That's the end of the session. And I hope you have a happy day. Bye.